Hello Cloud Learners, welcome back to the CCSK version 5 exam preparation series. In this video, we are diving into the domain 5 of the CCSK exam, that is Identity and Access Management. This is one of the key building blocks for securing cloud environments. We will walk through how IAM is different in the cloud, break down fundamental terms, explore identity federation, and wrap up with strong authentication and authorization techniques. Let's start with the learning objectives first. By end of this video, you will be able to learn, define identity federation and its role in authentication, differentiate between IAM policy types for cloud environments, identify the key components of identity and access management, manage customer identities effectively in the cloud applications. Let's begin with the section 5.1, that is how IAM is different in the cloud. Identity and access management in the cloud introduces a new model, one that is dynamic, scalable, and API driven. Here is what makes IAM different in the cloud environments. Decentralization. In the cloud, you often manage multiple identities across SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS providers. Centralized control becomes more complex. API and automation. IAM in the cloud is highly programmable. Access policies and permissions are often managed through APIs, not manual processes. Temporary credentials. Cloud systems make heavy use of short-lived credentials, especially for service accounts and machine identities. Granular access control. Cloud platforms allow extremely fine-grained permissions. For example, a user might be allowed to list objects in a storage bucket, but not download or delete them. Ultimately, IAM in the cloud requires a new strategies for visibility, policy enforcement, and identity lifecycle management. Let's now dive into the section 5.2, that is fundamental terms. Before going deeper, let's cover some foundational IAM terms you need to know for both the exam and the real-world practice. That is, identity, a user, service, device, or process that interacts with a system. Authentication, the process of verifying an identity. It answers, "Who are you?" Authorization, the process of determining what the identity is allowed to do. Principal, an entity that can be authenticated and authorized like a user or service. Policy, a set of rules defining what actions are allowed or denied for a principal. Role, a predefined set of permissions assigned to an identity or group. Understanding these terms is essential for decoding IAM configurations across different cloud providers. Let's now dive into the section 5.3, that is federation. Now let's talk about federation, a critical concept in multi-cloud and enterprise environments. Federation allows users to use a single identity across multiple systems or organizations. This enables single sign-on, that is SSO, and reduces the need for separate credentials across services. Key components for the federated environment. Identity provider or IDP. This is the system that authenticates users and issues identity authorities. For example, Okta, Azure AD. Service providers or SP, the application or service that consume the identity assertion. Protocols, standards like SAML, OAuth 2.0 and OIDC facilitate federation. Federation improves security, simplifies user experience, and supports centralized identity governance. The last section 5.4, that is strong authentication and authorization. Finally, let's cover the best practices for strong authentication and authorization in the cloud. Strong authentication includes multi-factor authentication or MFA, combining something you know like a password with something you have like a phone or token. Passwordless options, biometric logins, hardware tokens, or push-based authentication. Strong authorization includes least privilege access. Grant users only the permission they absolutely need, nothing more. Role-based access control or RBAC and attribute-based access control or ABAC. RBAC assigns permissions by roles. ABAC considers user attributes like department or location. Policy enforcement points, PEPs, and policy decision points, PDPs. PEP enforces the rules and PDP evaluates them. This architecture supports scalable and consistent policy application. Strong authentication and precise authorization from the backbone of secure cloud access. Let's recap what we are going to take away from this tutorial. In Domain 5, we learned how IAM changes in the cloud, reviewed essential IAM concepts, explored identity federation, and discussed strong security practices for authentication and authorization. If you are preparing for the CCSK exam, make sure you understand these principles and how they map to the real cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Found this helpful? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out for rest of the CCSK domain videos. In the next video, we are going to discuss about Domain 6, that is security monitoring. Stay tuned. See you in the next video. Bye.